remember there were 9.
No, there's 8.
Okay.
Really?
So I'm just going to copy the part that... Okay. So, Sahasra, do you have all of the... Are you like up to speed with the code? Were you able to find yours or copy the one that I sent in the chat?
I copied the one that you sent in the chat. I can't find one.
Okay. I'm gonna also send you the entire else if statement or if else statement because I guess that didn't copy through.
Wait, I don't get what I'm supposed to copy paste. You sent 2 messages.
Do you see the message where it says if count is greater than or equal to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can copy that entire part. I think the indentation is a little off, but you can also take a look at my screen to see what you have to copy and just make sure it kind of looks the same. And the part where it says if playing boards 7, 8, and 9, you can just copy that and type in all of the other combinations because not let me copy the entire statement.
I shared my screen, so.
Okay. So okay. So what you want to do is change all of the.
Wait, are you putting anything in you? Anything new?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you putting anything new in?
Yeah, we are. I'm just gonna help Sasha get
I'm
everything.
saying like right now. Are we doing anything new right now?
No, not right now. I'm just making sure that she got the code all in. Oh, it's already filled. Okay.
Wait, how does she have that stuff? I don't have that stuff.
Do you want to share where your screen as well?
Okay.
Because last time we were doing the
I'm confused.
because last time we did the big if else statement, right?
I don't get it. Like, what?
Okay. How about we
I
can
share my
start?
screen.
Yeah.
I really only have this much.
Yeah, that's what,
I don't get it, honestly.
okay, so basically what we were doing is, we would just find all of the combinations. So the top row would be 7, 8, 9, right? So if someone had all three of their X's or O's in that top row, they would win. So here, I'll show. Can you guys see the little tic-tac-toe thing that I put on my screen? Oh,
I can't.
okay, I'm sharing it right now.
Yeah, okay. And I can't see it.
Okay. Do you see the little tic-tac-toe board?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we were doing last time, that big if-else statement is just to get all the combinations. So we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? So those were the 9 spaces on the board. So we wanted to get every combination twins. So the first row, second row, and third row, and then each one of the columns, right? Those are all different ways to win. So 3 rows and 3 columns, that's 6 different ways to win. And then there's also 2 diagonals. So that's 7 and that's 8 ways to win. So that's what the big if-else statement is. It's just checking every single way to win. So it's like if there's a player has their spot at 1, 2, and 3, then they win. Or if they have 4, 5, 6, or 7, 5, and 3 for diagonal. Any one of those combinations, it's checking if they have that, then they win.
Oh yeah, it's just I'm losing track of like which ones I need to like fill in.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I'm losing track of which ones I need to fill in. It's weird. Like
Yeah.
kind of like so like when I fill out the first row, I scroll down and then it suddenly goes to the bottom. Even if I just scroll a little bit, it's really weird.
Oh, okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Okay, great.
Okay. Okay, so what you want to do is, you see how you wrote if count is greater than or equal to 5? Yeah, that statement. So everything after that, it's like if you click onto the if playing board, yeah, that. So scroll down and click everything and indent it a bit, like press tab to indent it because it's supposed to go inside that. Yeah. Okay, and scroll up to where you do the 7, 8, 9, all of those, like the if statement. Okay, so you have 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. You also need to add, so the, oh, I see, because I copied. Okay, so instead of if 7, 9, and 8, I think you have that right. If you go up like 3 more lines, yeah, so that should be an elif, and the numbers have to change as well. Okay. And then make sure instead of saying if 7, 4, and 1, have it say elif. Like, so yeah, you can take out the if count is greater than or equal to 5 because we only need that once.
Why does she have more steps than me?
I think
don't have
because it copied and pasted a couple different times. And then you see how you write if after the elif? You have like an extra little if.
Hmm?
Oh, wait. So right before playing board 7, you write elif if. Okay. Yeah, that was just a comment I wrote. Okay. And then okay. So you have where it says 7, 4, and 1, you have it saying elif if. You can take out the extra little if.
Elif.
It's up near the top of your screen. It's like a black, it's in black. The one right below that. Yeah, right there. So you have an extra if. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 1. Okay. And then you need to take out the indentation for the next elif after that. So it says break and there's an indented elif. Yeah. And then everywhere it says if count is greater than or equal to 5, you only need that once. So you can take out all the other times it says if count is greater than or equal to 5.
This is a lot of deleting.
Yeah. I think it's just because you copied down the first statement and then you just pasted the whole thing. So it doesn't need all of that. Okay. And then every one of the ifs after the first one should all say elif. Okay. If playing board. Okay, so 7, 8, 9. 9, 4, 5, 6. 7, 4, 1. And then you need to change the 4, 6, 5 to a different combination.
4, 6, 5, 2.
Yeah, so that could be like 1, 2, 3, or any other trio that you haven't already done.
This is really confusing.
What part is confusing you?
Like it's weird, like how, like about all the different combinations.
Okay. So I think if it's easier for you, you could go in a certain order. So see how the very first time you do 7, 8, 9, so that's the bottom row, right?
Mhm.
And then you do 4, 5, 6, which is the middle row. I think it would be easier for the next one to be 1, 2, and 3 instead of 7, 4, 1, because that goes straight into the columns instead of rows.
Wait, so should I just like delete the whole entire thing and then?
You could change the numbers on there, and you can also delete the comment that I wrote. Elif is basically like else if and allows you to check multiple expressions for true, because right now it's thinking that that's actual code, I think.
I don't get what you're saying.
Let me think. Okay, I can. Can you scroll up to like the beginning of the big statement? Oh, just go a little bit more down. Okay, right there.
It's like not letting me go a little bit down.
Oh, I see. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. So instead of having 7, 4, 1 write 1, 2, 3, and then put the 7, 4, 1 next. So yeah, you're basically just switching the order of those two, just so that it's easier for us to keep track of them. And then you have 7, 4, 1. Okay. And then scroll down just once, or like just go with your cursor. Okay. And then instead of if playing board, it should say elif playing board.
Oh,
Do you want to make your screen, like, drag it and make it a little bigger? That way you don't have to scroll. Or yeah. So it says 7, 4, 1, right? So then the next one should be the next column.
so second, a 5, 2.
Yeah, 8, 5, and 2. So that's the next column. And then instead of if, it should say elif. And then you can take out the comment where it says true and all of that. Like elif is basically like else if. You can just take out that line because it's a comment.
Wait, does it matter if I take it out?
See where the line ends with true? It's a green true. Go a little bit more down. Right here, it says it allows you to type multiple expressions for true.
Oh, I don't know what's happening.
So go one more line down right after the break. Like you can just do it with your like keypad. Okay. So after the 8, 5, 2, you should have 9, 6, and 3.
6, 3, and then we did both those ways, and then it's 7, 5,
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of the diagonals. And you have to make sure it says elif, not if.
Are you almost done with it? Or did I do the 7, 5, 3? I can't see it now.
7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. Do you want to scroll up slightly, or like go up with your keypad? Okay, the 7, 5, 3 is like near the top. It's like the second statement on your screen.
What are you
Okay,
guys
so
trying to do?
we're just trying to see which one she's already done because it looks like it copied and pasted a couple different times. So we
Okay.
are. So after the 7, 5, 3, you have to have 1, 5, 9 because that's the other diagonal.
Wait, I'm 7, 5, 3.
Yeah, right there where your cursor is. That would be 1, 5, and 9.
So I delete.
And then you. Oh yeah.
So I delete this.
Yeah, you can delete everything after that.
So let's see how many statements I have.
Okay, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There.
okay, perfect. And then make sure that all of your ifs after the first one should say elif. So I think you have one that still says elif. I mean if. And then you have a comment that ends with true, which you don't really need to have. So yeah, you can just take out that entire line because it's just a comment.
This whole entire thing?
Yeah.
There.
Okay. So now that you have all the different combinations, we're gonna find out. So a person can either lose, win, or there could be a tie, right?
Mhm.
Do you guys know what we would be looking for if there's a tie, to find out if there's a tie?
We would be looking for if all the squares are filled in.
Yeah, so how do we check if all the squares are filled?
If 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 are filled, then tie.
Mhm. Yeah, so do you remember how we used up at the top of the winning thing, we had if count is greater than or equal to 5, right? Do you guys remember? At the top of our big if else statement, we had an if count is greater than or equal to 5 to find out if someone wins. Instead of saying greater than or equal to 5, we want to have count be greater than or equal to a different number. Or
You're not showing your screen.
should I share my screen?
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So after the big if and elif statement, we want to have another if statement so we can get out of the entire if thing, and then we want to check a different condition for finding out if there's a tie. So can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So if count is equal to, and what number did we want it to be?
7, 8, 9.
Actually, we want it to just be one number because the count is for the number of spaces, or like the number of turns that have been played.
Maybe the sum of all the numbers.
So yeah. If everyone plays, okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna share a quick drawing. Here, okay. So right, if all of the spaces are filled, right, that means we have a tie, right?
Yeah.
So what would the count need to be if all of the spaces are filled?
9.
9, right? So so I'm gonna go back to sharing the code.
So if count equals 9.
Yeah. So if count equals 9, we want to tell them that the game is over and that it's a tie.
So print user input game is tied.
Yeah, we don't need a user input. We can just print it that the game is over and it's a tie. We can just say that. Okay.
So why do we have to do that slash in the end?
That is done for the /n is to create a new line. So it's just like an escape character to make a new line every time.
Okay.
So we want to create a game over.
Do you have to put a slash at the end and the beginning?
If you want a new line after that, yeah, you could put a new line. I just put it so it's kind of easier to see the difference between the two.
Okay.
Okay. And then we also want to make sure that we're switching players between every turn, right? because after X goes, then we want to say that it's O's turn, right? So,
Maybe
do you remember
with different words?
we, sorry?
Maybe the same thing with different words.
Not necessarily. Well, do you remember how we set turn, the variable turn, equal to X up at the start of the game, at the start of the game function?
Yeah.
So we want to switch that every time now after each person's turn. So how do you guys think we could do that? Anyone have any ideas?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, no worries. So we're going to use an if-else statement. So we want to check if the person's turn, or if the turn is on X, then we want it to switch to O. But if it's not X, we want it to switch to X. So like, if turn is equal to X, and it has to be capital, then what do we want the turn to be equal to now?
Why does it need to be equal to X?
Sorry, what?
Does it need to be equal to X?
Well, if it is already equal to X, what do we want it to change to?
Oh,
Oh, so what would we write after the if? So if it's X, we want it to change to O. How would we set turn to O?
Turn equals X
X equals to L? I don't know. Turn is L?
equals O.
Turn would be equal to O. So we would write turn equals O. And the reason, do you guys know why we use two equal signs the first time, but only one the second time?
Probably because we don't wait. I don't know.
So the first time we were checking for equality, so that's why we had two equals. But the second time we wanted to assign a new character 0 or O to turn. So that way, that time it's only one equal sign because it's an assignment operation. So anytime you check for equality, it's or like comparison, it's two equal sign like up here. And if you want to assign something, it's only one equal sign. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So else, so if the turn is not equal to X, that would be our else condition. What do we want the turn to be equal to? So if it's O, what do we want it to switch to?
Maybe X.
X, right? So we would write turn equals X, and would we use one equals or two equal signs?
2. 1, 2.
I heard both answers. Two or one, guys?
2.
Actually, it would be one because we are assigning it to be X, not checking for equality. So that one, it's kind of like confusing at times, but whenever we assign something, we use one equal sign. So in this case, we would also use one equal sign.
Wait, can you tell us again what's the difference between two equal signs and one?
Yeah, so when there's two equal signs, we're checking for equality. Like if the value of turn is equal to X, that's when we use two equal signs. When we're basically comparing two values, that's when we use two equal signs. And then when we only use one equal sign, that's for assigning something. So we're saying that the turn variable is equal to 0. So we're like setting something equal to another. That's when we use one equal sign. Did that kind of clear it up, or should I explain a little more about that?
I'm okay.
Okay. Is everyone good on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So since everyone gets that, now that we know how to switch turns, we want to be able to restart the game. So if the player wants to play again, we want to restart it.
Okay.
We want to restart the game every time, like, we finish and we either get a winner or loser. We want to restart it.
We do you want to play again?
Yeah. So do you guys want to take a second and try to like think about what you could type and
Like
share your
after the
screen once
game
you
is
have something?
over, print. Do you want to play again? That.
Mm-hmm. And then how would we be able to figure out
And
if
then
the user wants?
type in yes or no.
Okay. Do you guys want to try like writing an if statement for that? Like
Okay.
we can take like 5 minutes to try doing that, and then we'll come back and see what everyone has.
I don't know. Maybe I
Maybe what?
maybe I don't really know.
So we would be using an if statement, and we would be also creating a variable if that's kind of giving any clues. We also are going to use user input.
Okay.
So if user input blank blank something or blank blank user input.
Okay. I'll start to like give you guys a starting point for that. So we want to create a variable that will take in the user's input. So we're going to say restart, and that's going to be the name of our variable. Restart is equal to input, and we use input to like automatically get whatever the user puts in after we ask a question. So I'm going to ask the question, would you like to play again? Would you like to play again? And then we want them to say yes or no, right? So, and then we want an if statement here. So what do you think would go in the if statement?
You forgot to close your parentheses.
Hmm?
You forgot to close your parentheses.
No, I think it got close. Right here.
Oh, I didn't see.
But yeah, no worries. So we want to know if restart is, so would it restart the game if the user presses N?
No.
No, right? It's only if they press Y, right?
Should we do it yes or no or just Y and then just
Can I just do yes or no, or do I have to do Y or N?
You could do yes or no. There's just, yeah, you could do yes or no, but I was just gonna do Y or N. That way it's easier for us to check
Can
the
I get
different
my
like.
screen to show you what I have?
Yeah, you can share your screen. I'll stop presenting for 1 second. You like to type yes or no? Okay. And how would you check if they press yes or no?
If I don't know. What do they call player?
Well, I think we would be using the restart variable, right? Because that one's the one that says that it takes in the input. So we want to do if restart does something.
You didn't type in the if.
Restart.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know, like yes or something, or like player input or something like that.
You're right if it's yes. So how many equal signs are we gonna use?
Two.
Yeah, 2. And why would we use 2?
Because like
Defining something.
it's like the players inputting it, and then like I don't know how to explain.
Well, we'd use 2 because we're checking for equality this time. We're not going to be assigning restart to any new value.
Yeah.
We're just
One equal sign is like for variables, right?
yeah for assigning a value to a new variable. Yeah. So yes, 2 equal signs. And what would you put on the other side of the 2 equal signs?
Yeah. If we start, do I do yes?
Yeah. So if it's equal to yes, but that would need to be in quotes, right? Because it's a string.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If it's equal to yes, then what do we do?
Then restart.
And we want all of the keys on the board, we want it to go back to being blank. So do you guys remember the for statement at the very start? I can share my screen to show you guys what I'm talking about.
Statement again?
Sorry, what?
Wait, what statement did you say?
1 second. I'll show my screen so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. Here, do you remember the board keys that we did in the entire dictionary? Here? Do you guys see this part that I'm highlighting? Hello?
Yeah.
Do you guys see the part that I'm highlighting?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna use the board keys again, and we want to reset every single one. So remember this 4 key in playing board? That takes every.
They just like say like playing board go blank or something like that.
Yeah. So for each key in the board keys, we're gonna set the playing board at that key equal to like a blank. So here, if restart is equal to yes, and you wanted to write okay equal to, then for every key in the board keys, we want the playing board at that key. And we're going to use square brackets because it's like an index. Like how we always wrote playing board and then square brackets 1 or 7 or whatever number, we're going to have playing board and then square brackets. And then inside the square brackets, it's going to be key. So if at that point it's blank, then it's restarted the board. So do we want to try doing that? Oh, and we also have to call the game. I
can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen?
Like stop sharing and then share again, maybe.
Oh, you can't see. Okay. Stop presenting.
There's space between the two quotes.
Sorry?
Is there space between these two quotes?
Yes, there's a space between them. Do you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, there's a space between the quotes. And we can try seeing. Well, actually, what we have to do first, we have to. What do we do if they don't want to? If they don't want to restart.
And end game.
Okay. So we can just do an else, right? So if they press anything besides Y, if they press anything besides Y, then we want to tell them that the game's over. So we can just print
Oh, but
like
I did yes. I did yes. Not why.
okay.
What if they print? What if they do no?
If they do no, so that's gonna go into this else category. So if it's anything else besides yes, so I'm gonna update that to instead of saying Y or N,
And
I'm gonna have that say
else then game over, right?
yeah. Then we're just gonna print game over because if it's anything, if they input anything besides yes, it will end the game. So we're gonna print game over.
Else print game over. Okay.
And then we are going to call the game. That way it will actually play it for us. So if we try running the code.
So what's that on the bottom? This is game and in parentheses.
That's us calling the game, like the function.
Wait,
That's our function call.
So how do you? So is it? You skip a line and then you write game and then parentheses.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
I'm gonna try running it.
okay,
Oh, it says there's an invalid syntax.
it says there isn't. Yeah, for me too. Somewhere.
Does it have it on like a key?
It's on a print. It's like on the line with the print. The piece.
Mine's
do you
on
want to share your
display.
screen?
Here, let me share my screen.
My screen is already shared.
Okay. Okay. So you see where you have the P and it's red?
Yeah.
So like just go delete where it says print B right before that. Yeah. And then just delete that entire thing and then indent the print board one. Okay. Oh, you just need to indent it once.
I did.
Okay, there you go. And try export an indented block. Where else? Else print. Oh, okay. Wait. Go up to your continue statement and could you make your screen like a full screen? Okay. Else print. Okay. So after your else statement, go to the P in print. Oh, there's no P. Okay, so write P, like right before the print, and then indent it so that it's inside the else statement. Yeah, and then one more indent. Okay, there you go. So, okay, and do that if else, and then if count is equal to 5. Okay, so try running it again. Another one. Okay. Print Game over. Okay, so you can take out, so see how it's print and then there's like a lot of spaces between game over? It should look like
Over.
the statement right above where it says like print game over in one line and then the very next line. Oh no, you don't have to change that. You can like keep that how it was. Okay, that's good. And then go to where it says game over, like the parentheses right before game over.
Wait, what?
Click on the parentheses right before game over. See how there's like a little parentheses? Yeah, okay. And then press the, and then just delete that and then until it's in the same line as print. Okay, and then add a parentheses and a double quotation mark.
Everything's fine now.
Yes. Also, sure, you have to do the same thing for the rest of those statements. And
Actually, 8, right?
so while you do that, does Chantal, do you want to share your, okay, I can see your screen. So where are you getting an error? Okay, so you need an underscore between board and keys, because see how you named it earlier, it had an underscore in between?
Yeah.
Now there's just a space, so it doesn't know what you're referring to. So yeah, in between those, you can just delete it and then create an underscore. Oh, you need an underscore between board and keys.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Excuse me? It says unit didn't match any other algorithm.
It says else is wrong too.
Yeah, you need to have that on the same, like the same amount of indent as the if right above it. So yeah, there you go. And then also decrease the indent of the print and the continue right underneath it.
Wait,
So that it's, yeah, that's good enough. And then one more. There you go.
E-O-L.
I think you have an extra character there.
Wait, I don't. Where?
Yeah.
Is it that?
Okay. You have a space between playing board. It should all just be one word.
Where's it happening for
then-
all my other ones?
Yeah, you have to change it.
Excuse me, why is this wrong?
Why is what part wrong?
Like this part, why does it say that my yes part is wrong?
Let me look at yours in 1 second. Do you want to play it again? The yes and no needs to be inside the quotation marks. Yeah.
Something wrong here.
For okay. You have to spell for FOR and you don't need to say every, you can just say key.
Wait, there's something wrong here. On mine.
Yeah, sorry if that was kind of unclear. I meant like every key in board keys. I was just explaining that it goes through every key.
And syntax again.
Board keys needs to have an underscore between board and keys.
Wait, mine has an underscore. Oh, this one.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was talking to Sasha. And then you also need to say print.
Oh,
Wait 1 second. Before you run it, you also have a spelling error. So you can close the terminal window.
me?
Like, yeah, Sahasra, yeah.
But where?
Just close that and then see how it says
Wait,
print
what do
game
I
over?
do?
Oh,
You need a print.
What do I do?
Let me look at your screen. Okay. If restart is equal to yes, you need a colon after yes. Chantal, you need a colon after s. Yes.
Okay.
this is cool.
break. It's got a problem with the break. Could you scroll up to where it's got that red box?
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I go to the restroom for a second?
Yeah, sure. While she's in the restroom, Tasha, do you want to share your screen? Or is yours working completely now?
Mine's working.
Yours is working? Okay, cool. Are you able to play through it?
I am. It's actually kind of fun.
Oh, yay! I'm glad that you liked it.
Yeah, but how do we make it that two players can play from a different monitor?
Since it's like a text-based like console game, you could only play it like when two people are at the keyboard on the same computer.
Oh, so it's kind of like paper tic-tac-toe online. We need a
Yeah,
person.
kind of. Chantal, are you back? I guess she's not back yet. Sahasra, did you need any clarification about anything we did in the Tic-Tac-Toe game? Like, is there anything that still is kind of a little confusing?
Not really.
Okay, that's good.
I'm still kind of reviewing it again, just to,
Sorry, I didn't catch that last thing you said. What were you saying?
I was just going to I'm just like gonna review it again.
Oh yeah, sure. As you're going through, if you see anything that you don't really get why we did that, you can just ask me and I'll help you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I spelled wood wrong, but why does it still like work?
Do you want to share your screen so I can see what part of the code you're talking about?
Yeah, 1 second.
Huh.
I spelled wood wrong, but why does it still fit?
Okay. That's because it's inside like quotes.
Hey, I'm back.
So it's hi. I will
You know what's wrong?
I will get right to you in 1 second. Chantal. The reason why it works even though you spelled wood wrong is because it's inside a string, so it doesn't really actually care what you write in the string. It's just taking input from it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. And Chantal, do you want to try running the code again? See if.
Okay. Like, wait, but break is wrong.
Let me just look at your code real quick. Take out all of the breaks except for the very last one and see if that will do anything.
Wait, do I leave the space there?
Yeah, you can leave the space there. That's fine. It doesn't like break.
Still wrong. That one's still wrong.
Okay, take
Outside of
out
the loop.
the last break as well.
Huh? Delete it?
Yeah.
I reviewed the code and I don't have any questions.
Did it not do anything?
What not do anything?
No, I don't have any questions.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't even, Chantal, when you run it, it doesn't even pull anything up?
No, it pulls up the shell. I have to reshare. So here's my
Print board is not divided. Okay. Could you go back into your code, please? Go up a little bit.
Why were the breaks there in the first place?
It was there so that once it gets a winning combination, it'll just exit out of the loop without checking any of the other ones, and that just makes the code go a bit faster. But I don't know why it was not working for yours. And which line again did it say? Oh, print board, playing board? Okay. Does it not say which line it has the error on?
No. Wait, I think it does. Let me check.
Excuse me, what am I supposed to
It said line 97.
Line 97.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what am I supposed to do?
Did you have any more questions about any of the code that we did?
No.
Okay. Just hang tight for 1 second while I try to figure out what her issue is.
Okay.
Print board, playing board. Oh, okay. I think I found your issue. If you scroll up a little bit, where it says for I in range 9, you need to make the B capital in playing board.
Oh.
And do you want to?
It also says line 26.
Is yours able to show? Okay, wait. Click on File. I wonder if there's a way to show the line numbers on yours. Like if you can just go to Edit. Oh, actually go to Format.
Yeah.
And, oh, I thought it would let. us add
There's
show line numbers. Okay.
so there's 26 right here. Board playing. I think we
Board,
fixed
okay,
that
the
already.
B
There's
in board
96.
needs to be capital for both of them.
There's 96 right here. Oh,
And you don't need spaces in between the parentheses for game. The last line where it says game in 2 parentheses. Yeah.
Oh.
And then if you scroll up a little bit, at the top on line 26, where it says print board, the B needs to be capital.
I did that. That board
No,
too.
yeah.
Wait, what about
So
the second board?
playing board, that one also needs to be capital, so that's good the way you did that.
Oh, yeah.
Did it run?
It looks a little weird though.
Okay, let me see. Could you share your screen? Okay.
It has this set up.
Could you go back into your code where like up at the top where we wrote the code, like where we did print board 789?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, could you move it to like the center? Because I'm just seeing like half of your screen right now.
What do you mean?
Close the terminal window. Yeah, you can just kill it. And then show your actual code. Okay. So you need between 8, where it says define print board under that function, like go to the first print statement where it says print board 789. Go a little bit up, like inside the print board function. Yeah, so the next line, you need a line between, so you see how you did print board 7 plus line plus print board 8?
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a line between 8 and 9. So you have to do plus line plus 8 board 9.
What?
Okay. Let me share my screen to show you.
Okay.
Okay. See how I have a line between 7 and 8, and then I have another line between 8 and 9?
Mm-hmm.
You only have a line between 7 and 8. So you need to include the line. So I stopped sharing. You can share your screen again. That way we can like work through it.
Give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sharing now.
Okay. Plus, and then, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you have an extra space between the plus and the board. So on the very last line before it says board 3,
Mm-hmm.
you have an extra space. between, and then just do space once, and then put a space in between the plus sign and the quotes before the line. Yeah.
I'm like, it still looks super weird.
Can you share that part, or like move the terminal part to where I can see that? Give me 1 second, let me.
Do we need those lines?
It's just kind of so that you can like visualize it. Into your turn X, which piece would you like to move to? Well, I mean, it doesn't have to look exactly like that. Like in the end, that part doesn't really matter. So if you like go through it, like if you put any of the 9 spaces, like just try putting a random number between 1 and 9.
What?
It'll still work even though it looks a little weird, but I'm gonna see if I can fix it. So just try playing the game. Like just try going through it. Okay, so it doesn't even show.
I think we should forget all of this and just show this again with like it gone. Like there's
Yeah,
just the
so
book there.
that's kind of what this board is supposed to do. So I think it's not updating. You might be missing a section of code. So can you go back into your actual code?
Okay.
Okay. Print. Oh, I think you stopped sharing.
Yeah, I'm going so I can share the other one.
Yeah, just share the actual code that you have. Okay. Board keys. Okay. Scroll down to where you switch between the turns. Okay. So you use a capital X and a capital O. At the top, did you use a capital X or did you use a lowercase x? Oh, you used a
Where's
lowercase x. You have to make it capital.
that?
At the top where it says turn equals X, right under define game.
Okay.
Wait. Yes,
What
see
line
there
is
on
it
line
on?
19. Line 19, it should be a capital X. Okay. Try running it again. I think that might be the issue.
Okay.
And do you want to share the part of your screen where it shows the terminal?
Okay. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
It does the same thing.
Just try putting in like 1 or any number. It's not switching. Oh, go back to your code.
Okay. Here.
I'm just gonna read through it line by line.
Talk. I'm gonna drink the water.
Yeah, sure.
Should I move it more down?
What?
You're gonna check it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. So you need a space.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Should I, I don't want to be rude, but how long would we have to wait?
Just give me a few minutes. Once she comes back, I will be able to move on.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Until that time, what you can do, Sasha, is we can add color to the tic-tac-toe game to make it kind of more visible and easier to see. So what we can do is you can what?
I can't see your screen.
Okay.
I don't think you're sharing it.
Window. Okay. Okay. So what we can do is we can add color to the game, and what we can do is import colors. So you can write from
Wait, where?
at the very top, right before the playing board.
Before the playing board?
Yeah, so it's like the very first line of code.
Okay.
So from Colorama, so that's where we're going to be importing something. We're going to import the foreground, background,
What
and
does
stuff.
color mean then?
What?
What does colorama mean?
It's just it's like a built-in like platform to make colored text. So yeah, you can import that and to kind of differentiate between them, we can add different colors to the text. So every time that the computer is prompting for a turn, we can make it a different color. That way it's easier to see. So to do that, we can do for red. On line where inside the 4i is in range 9. And Chantal, I'll get with you in 1 second. I'm just
4i in range. I that.
okay. So inside there, where it says
Wait.
it's
I found it. So red.
yeah, for.red, FORE.red. So that's going to be inside the print statement. So print FORE.red plus it's your turn. Do you want to share your screen so I can see and just like make sure you're at the right place?
Okay.
Yeah, so where it says it is your turn, right before the quotes inside the brackets, you're going to write FORE.red.
FORE. Yeah, I did.
Wait, I don't see where you. Oh, okay. 1 second. I don't see where you wrote that.
Wait, you can? Oh, I think I deleted it.
Okay, and then you need an E after the for, because it's like foreground, not like for loop, FORE. And then the F also has to be capital. And then you can do a plus after the red, like do a plus sign. And a space. And you also need a space before the plus sign. And red has to be in all capital. And if you run that, it should be doing it in colors. 1 second. I'll run mine to see. So if you try running it, the text will be red.
Wait, what? Why does it say my dot is invalid?
Let me look at it. For back. I think you were supposed to have a comma there, not a period.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. For and FORE, not FOR.
I can't remember.
Yeah, no worries. And F has to be capital.
What?
The F is capital. Okay, cool.
No module named Colorama?
Colorama. Go back to like your code where you in for Colorama. Oh, so you know where you wrote Rama? It's COLORAMA.
Wait, what?
I'll type in the spelling of it. It was It's spelled with an A, not O, at the end. And then I believe that the B in back has to be capital as well.
The B in what?
Back, so you have 4 comma back, so that has to be capital. And try running it now.
Okay, good. Okay.
No module named color. I don't It says the same thing.
Yeah, it should be imported already. For back in style. What version of Python are you running on?
Python 3.82.
3.82. That's the same that I'm on. 1 second. I'm gonna see if that's still available for the one that you have. Um, 1 second. I will, while I check that, let me just check in with Chantal real quick. Chantal, where are you with the code right now?
I
Is yours
don't
working?
know.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Okay. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I was just going like 1 step further with her, cause like just while you were gone real quick, I will look at your screen. Okay. And when you run it, what happens? Does it work when you run it?
Huh?
Can you try running it so we can see if it works?
It doesn't work.
What does it say, like, for the error?
I'll show you.
Oh, it looks like it works. Try putting in a space, like, just put, like, one or something.
One?
Yeah, just, like, where it says what place do you want to move to, just press 1. And it doesn't show it. Go back into your code.
Okay, go back to the
Doesn't switch it. Okay, so you have to add a space between so where you print the 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6 up at the top, like scroll up a little, or yeah, right there.
Can't you just
Add
like go like? Can't you just make a line between that?
no, that wouldn't work because that's just showing them what numbers correspond to each position on the board. So before the 7, add 1 more space. Yeah, and then do the same before the 4 and the 1.
The 4 and the 1? Okay.
Yeah, so just like how you added a space before 7, do the same before 4, and then the same for 1. And then you also have 2 equal signs. So on line 32, you should only have 1 equal sign.
On line 32.
Where it says playing board move equals turn, it just should be 1 equal sign. And try running it to see if it works now. I think you
It's
just
the
ran.
same, but let me try.
I think you ran only the command. It said, so have it run the entire model, not just the command.
What command?
When you clicked run, you clicked run command, I think. Yeah, run the entire
F5, right?
module. Yeah. And then do you want to show the terminal?
Is that there's an X there.
Can you show your screen?
Okay.
Did it restart? Or is it still playing from the same?
I think it's restarted.
It restarted? Okay. It's weird that that did that. And then try putting in like 7. Or like any number.
On the 7? Okay.
Or any number, honestly. Okay, and it's not switching at all. Okay. Go back into your code, the part where they switch, like if turn is equal to X, make it O.
Back to the code.
Like in your code, scroll down.
Turn is equal to X.
Keep
turn is
scrolling
equal
a little bit.
Huh?
Okay. Right there. Else.
And then?
I think you have a few extra indentations after the else statement, where it says else turn is equal to X.
Wait, who are you talking to?
I was talking to you, Chantal.
Okay.
So you know where you shared your screen and we were at the if else statement for the turns?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go and like show your
Wait, what am I supposed to share the Tic-Tac-Toe like program?
the actual program, like the code.
Okay.
And see where it says turn equals X in the else statement? It says else turn equals X, it's line 85.
Else turns into X. Oh yeah,
Yeah, so you have an extra indent. So before the T, just like press backspace. Another backspace. Okay. Restart equals input. And then go up a little bit. Over, turn once. And scroll up to the part where it says that space is already filled, like where we're going to choose what spot to move at.
Okay, what?
To the top of the game function. Okay, right there. What spot would you like to move to? Both equals input. I think it should work now. Try running it again.
are the same.
Can you share that part of the screen, like the terminal?
Okay.
Or, I mean, like, share the part where it shows where you actually play the game. Show your actual terminal, like where you play the game, like when you say run module.
Okay.
And try playing through it. Okay. And then click 3, yeah. It just doesn't end. Okay. Go back to the code. Or like, where you type out all the code. And while you're going back there, Sahasra, were you able to make the colors work on yours?
No. It still says color like you saw it. So.
I will look at that in like 1 second. Chantal, are you sharing your screen?
I don't think she is.
Can you share your screen? Okay. Okay. Turn one. And then go to the switching players, like scroll down out of the if statement. Okay. You need to have, after playing board key, you have to press game, or you have to write game. So see how it says 4 key in board keys? On line 92, you have to write game with the parentheses. Do you see that part of the code? Yeah, so where it says key, playing board key, and then press enter after that line. Yeah, and then you should press another enter space and then a backspace to get out of the for loop. Okay, wait. Add a tab. And one more tab. Okay, and then type in game and then put a close parentheses and then an open parentheses. Yeah. And then try adding the breaks after every single statement. Sahasra, did you have a break after every statement in your else if?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did? Okay. So should be working. And then add a little indent so that it's in line with the print on the second break. Or no, indent that. And indent that more. The break statement. Yeah, just press enter. Perfect. Okay, now try running it.
Should I put a break at the end?
No, just in all the else statements.
Oh, it says break outside of the loop.
Oh, it's still giving you that? Okay.
Can I copy paste mine into the
Yeah, I can just copy my code into yours. One second. I'm gonna copy and send it to you.
Sorry, that was my brother.
No worries. Okay. Eight. And it didn't print the whole thing, so I'm gonna continue copying it. I in range 9. And then after the check if any play, it's just the same, like the big else if statement. So just copy. What?
Were you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Chantal. After the where I wrote the comment check if any player, that's just the big else if statement, so you don't have to change anything there. But you can copy everything that I had from the start where I wrote playing board, and then
Yours
just
were?
copy. In the chat, I added my code.
Okay. So what's my wait, can you like
Just copy it. Actually, I'll create a Google Docs. Hold on.
so what do we put where are we putting it? Huh?
Just copy that because you might have a problem that we can't see.
So what's my copy?
So just copy it.
Okay, I'm sharing this tab. So what do I do? What do I do to the chat? Hello?
Do you want to
I can't hear you at all. Hello? I can't hear you at all. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah. Now, I think that sound stopped, right?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. And I think Sahasra was able to join. I think it was just because the sound was overlapping. And I can,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yeah, I
now?
can hear you.
Good.
Okay. So go ahead and
I can't hear you though.
you can't hear me?
I can't hear you though, so.
Oh. Uh,
Try muting and then unmuting. Try muting and then unmuting.
can you guys hear me now? Are you able to hear me? Oh, okay.
Okay, I am sharing my screen. You can see it, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Wait, who said that?
That was me, Dimitra.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So, what was the error when you run it?
I don't know. It was break.
Okay.
Yeah, it was break.
It was break.
It's not inside the loop.
Break, not inside loop. Okay. One sec. I'm gonna share you. Link. Are you guys able to open the file? And
File.
do you see the code that I wrote in there?
Oh, okay. Go to that
Uh,
file.
yeah. Just open that and create a new, like, do file new in your Python, and just copy
Oh, it
that
says I
into
don't
there.
have. I have to request access.
Oh.
You have to like share with me or something.
Okay. Change to anyone with link. Okay, wait, let me resend the link.
Okay.
I just sent the new link.
Okay. I can see it. I have all this stuff.
Yeah, you can open that and save it as, or like download it as a whole new file and try running it.
What?
Like, do you see where, or share your screen?
Okay. So just like my screen in general.
Yeah, just your entire screen. Okay, and see the little arrow with the box up in the top right corner? Yeah, you can just download that. It's right near the S and the 3 dots. Oh. So does it work now? Wait, try playing. Like just choose any number.
9.
Okay, and try like a different number now.
Let's say, oh, right. So I'm gonna do 5.
Okay, so it's working. So try to make X win. So
Okay.
just
So
choose
I'm
like,
gonna do 1.
and then you can just make O as 4. That way it doesn't interfere.
Okay. Wait, that does interfere, but whatever.
And then make X as 2.
I'm gonna make X as, what is it, 3?
3, okay. And then make O
Wait, I'll
7.
win already. Fine, I'll make O lose. O can be 2.
Okay, and then make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make X as 6. So there,
Got it.
that's how your game works. So X1.
And do, yes.
And then, okay. So yeah, so it started
Okay.
over again.
So your code is right?
Yeah,
Should
I
I
think,
delete mine and then copy yours?
yeah, you can just do that. Or or you could download it and save it as a whole new file. But yeah, so that's everything I have for the Tic-Tac-Toe game. And Sasha,
Delete it and like redo it.
you can just recopy it.
Yeah,
Or,
I mean, I delete it and then copy it onto it.
yeah, or if you download the file, you can open it through downloads. So you can say file open.
All my coding looks right?
It does look right, so I think you might have just an indentation problem that we couldn't see before.
Okay. I'm gonna delete it and try to do it, okay?
Okay.
Can I go back if I don't want it anymore?
Can you what?
Like, can I go back? Or I'm actually just gonna make a new file.
Yeah, I think that would be best.
And then I'll delete this one if it's bad, you know?
Yeah. And then click File. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And then run it. Just name it something that's not the same as the other file, otherwise it'll overwrite it. Oh, also don't have spaces in between Tic-Tac-Toe. That could be one of the problems.
Okay.
And just call it like Tic-Tac-Toe 2 or something. And no space between the toe and 2.
Better.
Yeah, don't have a space between better and like toe, so just do it.
Tic-Tac-Toe with line.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Okay, now
Let's see
try
mine.
playing through.
Oh,
Okay.
it works. And
Yeah,
O
now
would
play
be
through the whole game.
O as 7. Let's say 6. And say 4. And then let's 3.
Yay, so it works.
Let's say
Perfect.
yes.
So,
It works.
and it looks like we are just out of time. So, and since everyone's code works, do you guys have any last minute questions about it?
No.
Sahasra, do you have a question? Or does everything on the code kind of make sense?
It makes sense.
Oh, cool. So that's it for me today. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. So, I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So how did it go, Demetra?
It went good. I think briefly we had like a little audio issue, but I think it went good.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, and then you're ready for Wednesday class?
Yes, I think we just have to finish a little bit of, or I'll check if we finished the fish game last time, and I'll send you what I have for Wednesday.
Okay, sounds good. And can you start doing Thursdays, or are you still busy on Thursdays?
Let me check. I don't think I can do this Thursday, but most likely I can start